All right, welcome back to the OG Minifan Show on the Kirk Minahan Network. I'm Steve from Providence with TJ Hubbard and Tim McCann. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
We're doing great.
All right.
Doing good.
Today's a very special episode for two reasons.
Unbelievable.
One of them, the main reason, today is the brown bread episode. And we all talked. TJ has tried it in the past. You said this is
Been 20 years for me.
20 years. And the only reason why I suggest this is because I think Jerry tweeted about it. And I had seen it once before, but I read about it somewhere else about that. This is some big New England thing. And I had a hunt for this stuff. I've never tried it. I heated it up. Tim's got a fresh can that he hasn't opened yet.
Fresh can, yes.
TJ and I have cooked it. And
did you hear that?
Oh,
You hear the gas escaping that?
It's
a huge loaf.
Escaping. It's probably we're probably all going to get botulism.
It smells like absolute shit. It smells horrendous.
Huge loaf.
I'm the only one that went with the raisin.
I went with the original, but I'm going to put a little extra on it tonight. I got this. So I hear it goes good with a little bit of the syrup.
What kind of syrup is that, TJ?
That is
what kind?
Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima, not Aunt.
So as you're talking, Steve, I'll show the audience, whoever's listening. This is
just
what it looks like.
Just that whole bread right out. Just that loaf right out of that thing.
This is a thing of bread. And by the way, I've had it. I haven't had it in years. I was telling you guys. I'm familiar with it. Me and my friends used to buy a couple cans, and we'd take it and whip it at each other. It's like dog food.
Well, now the problem is the problem being I cooked it about 20 minutes ago, and now it's like trying to cut through paper towels. it's really like.
Did you cook it in the microwave?
No, I baked it for 30 minutes. I mean, it's.
Oh, you'll be all right.
Do you guys know the genesis of what?
Here we go.
What Jerry was talking about.
Here we go.
So there was some. You know how those
bad, right?
It tastes like talcum powder.
Oh, good.
It tastes like Gold Bond, extra strength.
So there was the fact that we all know that's sad too.
A little butter on that, by the way.
So there was one of those surveys that said, the most famous snack in your state, and then there was something about the most famous tradition, and Jerry got upset because they said it was brown bread in a can, which nobody eats, but it is absolutely a New England thing. But nobody eats it. All right, so I'm going to push this out. Look at this. Look at this. Steve, TJ, am I fisting this the right way? You would know better than me and Steve.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
Oh, damn, I don't think I get the whole thing open.
It says right on the back of the can, open both ends and push the loaf.
It's really, I don't need this. I don't, it's not something that I need. I don't.
I'm going to break something. Wait a minute.
Listen.
All right, here we go.
Listen, it's not something you need. That's not the point. The point is it's made in Portland, Maine, B&M. The point is it's poor people's food. And when you grew up on government cheese,
that's right.
Rations. This brown bread.
TJ, for us, speaking for the formerly poor and Steve for the currently poor, I can honestly say having evaporated milk and no name Cheerios, I never had brown bread in the can. Thank Christ.
Now, do you good gentlemen know? So
here it comes. Here it comes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Fist it. Oh,
this is bread. This is bread.
This is live loaf pushing. Oh, huge dump. Unbelievable. I'm going to take another bite with some syrup right on it.
So today,
what are we doing?
So today, in between watching TJ open up baseball cards and finding some good ones today, I'll give you that. Kirk went on and had a Periscope, and he released some of the ratings. So let's go over those real quick.
Were they good?
We talked about these last week, and we talked about how the end was near. We'll go over some numbers. So 6 to 10 on the Sports Hub, they got a 12.7. Greg Hill got a 6.9. He was sixth place. 10 to 2 on the Hub was 14.5. Dale and Keefe got a 3.6.
Ooh, that stinks.
That one's tough. That's a freaking tough one. Even worse though. In the afternoons,
Oh my God, this is fucking terrible.
It's so bad. So
my
Felger and Maz got a 15.5, and the I guess you would call it the Big Show or Ordway, Merloni, and Fourier got a 3.9, which is 9th place. Station total, the Sports Hub got 11.5, while WEEI got a 4.1 in total. So, I mean, that's so. With that being said, I mean, with those numbers, you would have to figure now that they've got to make a change. You can't like prolong this much longer.
Change.
They
should just change the format now.
Well, keep
Makes
in
no
mind,
sense. I mean, no one. They could put up fucking a Yacht Rock Radio and they'd probably get more viewership. Do you know what I mean?
The Patriots are going to be coming. Now I know that the Bruins and the Red Sox are going to be playing, but no one listened to the Red Sox last year.
Yeah, the only thing they carry is the Red Sox.
Right,
so
and which
the
they
Red
pay
Sox
for.
Games, yeah, and that contract ends 2023, I believe. I believe they signed maybe a 5-year deal or a 7-year deal in 2016.
But so I wonder if they're waiting for the Sox to play, right, and then see about changing the format.
I don't. You know what, man? I wouldn't know. All I do know is this. This is the one thing that I do know.
Oh my God! I feel like I just ate a hockey puck. By the way, Jesus, that was disgusting.
So Kirk, before Kirk went to mornings.
Oh yes.
So if you remember, so before Kirk went on the mornings, they were doing shuffling around of different personalities at different time ranges. They were it was Michael Holley was going from the afternoon to the evening, back to the afternoon.
Big O moved around.
And then
Benz, Mike Salk.
Yeah, they fired Ordway. They brought Ordway back. Like, it was just a big shit show. By the way, Mike Salk, who was the worst I've ever heard, finished with a 4.4, which was better than two of the other shows, the midday and the afternoon show.
That's sad.
That it's very bad. So I mean, but before Kirk went there, all that stuff was going on. They bring Kirk in the morning. It stabilizes the morning, and then it works its way up through the midday and through the evening. And they had a really good thing going on for a long time. And he told them, when I leave, the audience is going to come with me, and the station is going to go down. And it took 18 months. I'll give him that. It took 18 months. And it's all over. It's really
like Kirk said today. WEEI doesn't have these balls.
So
they do not. And that was the downfall of them. They said, basically bow down to some fucking characters, and instead of backing their own talent, and this is what they get.
And just to put it in perspective, what does a 4.6 represent? Is that 40,000?
I think it's
4,000.
I think it might be. I think
4,600 maybe.
I'm not sure how.
I think Kirk. Kirk talked about it maybe a couple weeks ago to what it actually meant. Like, I think at the top of his show, they were doing 12s and 13s, right? On EEI.
Even higher. Yeah, they were up to 18s at one point.
But they're at, I forget what he said. Don't quote me on this. I was thinking he said something like 150,000 viewers, or maybe 400,000 viewers. Something like that.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Robinson right now is just steam coming out of his ears because he can't get on and explain this to us.
Yeah,
he certainly could. He can.
I wish he would. I wish he would. But that's for someone like myself, and I know Tim listened for a long time. That's really sad because I mean, for someone like myself, there was the only local radio around here was Cordishi and who's that other guy? Who's that one that the kid that played football at URI? What was his name? The one that they say is a dick. The one that loses all the weight and gains all the weight like Oprah. What's his name? He was with Zolak for a while. Whatever.
Gresh.
Gresh.
Yeah,
the guy with
the smallest sunglasses alive.
Yeah, he was around here for a while, and it was really tough. But then it's all over now.
Gresh wasn't too bad, but I mean, it gets to the point where it's just monotonous,
But they've been
really killing me.
They've been trending down for over 10 years, right, Steve? Remember listening to EEI? I remember I was about to jump ship and I was listening to a little more of Toucher and Rich in the morning than DNC.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when Kirk came on, that was it. I was all back in. But then once Kirk and Jerry were off 10 o'clock, I was out. And I think a lot of people were like that. And so this has been going on for a long time. And they had the number one host, and they decided to forego success and pander to some clown in Sudbury. And now they're literally, the three of us could probably buy them with what TJ could sell his baseball cards for tonight.
Sure. No, I got a quick question. Steve from Providence, what would you have EI do to change it that you'd listen again?
Right now,
what would you change for you to listen?
There's honestly nothing that they could do to make, because now it's a matter of loyalty. So I wouldn't do it.
Of course, I mean, let's block that out. But I mean, if they had to change their program for us to be like, after Kirk's podcast comes up, when done listening, it would just throw it on. What would you listen to that they'd have to put on?
I would probably, in all honesty, and as bad as it would be, even though I like the guy, I would probably listen to Mutt.
Yeah, that's me too.
That's about it.
That's it.
That's really it.
I mean, that's a telling sign here. Like, the only thing I think, I mean, maybe I'd listen to Mutt, and maybe I wouldn't. I mean, I would listen to radio, music. That's it.
Before that,
absolutely. I would be like, all right, some yacht radio, or some alternative from the mid '90s, or even songs from the '60s. Anything.
People can say, well, it's sports radio and there's no sports right now, but when you see what 98.5's doing, I'm sorry, that argument's out the window. So now it becomes product, content, and talent, right? And man, it's terrible. And
but I'll be honest with you, I don't listen to the Hub either, so I don't know what the fuck
me
they're
neither.
talking about when it comes
but
to
they're
sports.
still getting a much bigger share, right?
I mean, but what I mean, I don't even know what the sports topics would be right now. I'm so caught up with opening baseball cards and talking wrestling.
I'm sure it's Cam Newton and then the proposed baseball schedules. I mean, they always create something to talk about, right? That's the beauty of sports, but theorizing about everything under the sun. Yeah. But I mean, I question, what do you guys think the format's going to be? Do you think this is going to move to country, or you think it's going to move to?
I think they're going to do a national thing. I really do.
You think they'll just syndicate?
Unfortunately.
They'll syndicate CBS Radio. Put Jim Rome on.
Most likely.
But did you guys hear the pod today when literally Mike Francesa is sitting there at the Red Sox, at the Orioles, day off here? I mean, what the? Someone listens to that.
That's what's out there right now.
But that's what people listened to before the internet. That was huge. To have someone read off who they're playing and when they're playing, but the guy hasn't adapted.
I listened to Imus, and when he got done for his remarks, it went to Dennis and Callahan until Kirk left. So it's just it's fucking crazy that and it's not whether or not hey, it's boring. Maybe it's boring to us now because we're getting to that point in our age where mid 40s, some of us. And Tim, mid 40s to where maybe we've listened to it long enough to where it's boring to us. You know what I mean by that? Where great, they're gonna talk about Tom Brady again. Fucking awesome.
Well, I just think that we've all adapted to the podcast, not just this one in general. Just the idea that you can get anything you want to listen to. All you got to do is just tap a button, and you can listen to a show. So I think that gives hope to older people.
But do you think the whole thing with Deflategate with Tom Brady and the over talking and the talking and I mean, it was crazy. I kind of liked it, and that brought in some high ratings. I'm sure they did. But I think after that, where it was just like, oh, what are we going to talk about now? Nothing was as exciting as that. I think
they do tend to beat a dead horse, but it comes from a time when you would literally hear the radio on your way to work. If you didn't have a radio at work, you wouldn't listen to it. So they would repeat the same story for 18 hours. I mean, I remember 2003, right? The Sox lost to the Yankees. Right? And they didn't make the World Series. And the thing that I dreaded, because I was doing a lot of work on the house, so I'm working at night listening to radio, it was the same freaking, not even the same topic, the same take for 18 hours straight. But they never adapted that to realizing, you know what, people can hear this throughout the day. They don't need to hear 4 different people in 4 different slots have the same take just because maybe someone was in the car or they weren't. They've never adapted. They don't get it. And now
again,
you're in an on-demand world.
We've talked about this at length. The reason Kirk was so good was because he wasn't that guy.
Yep.
You know, he isn't going to take over what they did on the nighttime and take that talking point, whatever happened the next morning. They might hit on it, but he's going to talk about something else, movies and music and, you know, topical politics or something like that in the morning, to where it was a buffet of topics. It wasn't just Patriots and Bruins and Red Sox. That was it.
Well, how about today when Steve brought up Kaepernick? The first thing Kirk said was, "No, we're not getting into that." There's nothing new, but there actually was
enough of it.
Yeah, there was something small that was new, but in general, he's like, "We're not going to rehash. We're not going to talk about past history."
And yeah, when we all see that, you know, we saw. You know, I think maybe Callahan retweeted something that where, all right, well, this Colin Kaepernick said something about something, and all right, yeah, good enough. Move it on. You know, I'm not worried about it. I don't care anymore. And like, it's you know, it gets old quick. So yeah. I think maybe Kirk thinks the same way.
What shocks me, last thing I'll say about this is we all work for companies. We've all worked for companies, right? Performance is a big issue. On-air talent gets fired all the time. None of these other guys ever. Kirk says it all the time. They never get fired. These head honchos, these executives, it's their job to make these decisions. Their job to put people in a position to succeed and make changes. They never get fired.
If you're David Field, how do you let Zarbano, Mark Hansballs, any of them guys, how do you let them stay there? They've managed to fucking run it into the ground, and they've ran talent right out the door. Because
David Field is more concerned with public perception than he is with profit. He's said that.
So it all starts at the top.
Yeah.
So how can he? I mean, he's the head honcho. He can't get rid of himself. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can look in the mirror and say how much of a shitbag he is for stuff that went on.
I agree with that 100%, and I'm glad all three of us. I'm sure that we're all glad that we made the jump when he did. Because
I was on the fence, really.
All right, well, fair enough.
Between that and Big Cat.
So the show's been back for 3 days now. Everything's been good. So now the problem is, so this week I kind of opened up a box that and Mike did bring up a story. He said that I've been waiting for Kirk to talk about this, and the only person that has known about this is R.A. Menahan. I told him about it in Maine, and so I called up. And I had asked him if he had ever been able to hear his parents when they were having sex at night.
Trying to make little mics.
Now the problem is I didn't tell the whole story.
Really?
So now this is basically how it went, and this transitioned to I don't know. There's probably no one's going to want to hear it, but to me it makes me laugh. So my parents bought their first house. It was only a 4-room, and then up top was another level that they rented out. Our rooms were literally connected, and the closets were basically there was a piece of sheetrock in between them, and it was hollow up top, so you could hear everything. And I mean,
ceiling.
You know, like in the old radios when they put on an album and they get that big tube that puts out the music. That's what it was like. So I used to lay there and just listen to this, and I really thought that my mother was getting the shit kicked out of her. I literally thought she was getting beat up. So the truth of the matter is, what I used to do is, we had like old camping equipment and stuff like that. I used to camp in the backyard. We had 2 Rottweilers, and I used to go camping in the backyard with the dogs on Saturday.
So you wouldn't have to listen?
So I wouldn't have to listen. And
would you say your dad worked nights and your mom worked days?
Yes, and Saturday night was their common night. And I used to set my clock, and the only kid that dreaded the weekend. So I used to camp in the backyard with the dogs. And we had a garage that was a nice garage. It just wasn't being used. It was always empty. The cars were parked in the driveway. I used to go in the garage with the dogs. My mother, the brainchild, she thought I wanted to be a Boy Scout, like that I enjoyed camping and all this stuff.
I can't wait to hear where this is going. I cannot wait.
She signs me up to Boy Scouts. She signs me up to be a fucking Boy Scout. And I'm like, I got signed up just around the time they were having this race thing. It was like the Pinewood Derby or something.
Oh, yeah, Pinewood Derbies.
Absolutely.
So I won one. I had a week to prepare my car. I was getting throttled. they used to have these things where it was like a Wednesday night. You go in this basement of this guy's house.
Oh yeah,
and
a little creepy.
I absolutely throttled. No one helped me with my car. And finally, I was like, "Listen, I don't really want to do this. I just like camping." I was scared. I was petrified. I was like 8, 9 years old. I didn't want to tell. I was scared. Who do you talk to about this stuff? So I go to school. I go to Blessed Sacrament School in Providence, and we had this little nun who was my teacher. And I broke down. I'm telling her, I'm in a puddle of tears. I'm like, my father's beating up my mother. This is a God's honest truth. And to show you how times have changed, typically now what they would do was try and separate you from that, and they would have you talk to someone, get the truth out. So that would have been 1988, maybe 86.
Get the teddy bear. Show me on the teddy bear.
They take me to Principal Dyer's office, and I have the nun, Principal Dyer, 2 cops, my father who just worked nights, and my mother who had to come to work. And I'm sitting there crying my eyes out about this, and I don't know what to do. They sent me back. My father didn't talk to me for weeks.
Well, yeah, he had to explain to 5 strangers why he's getting laid.
Did you follow through the Boy Scouts?
No, I quit the Boy Scouts. I quit
the Boy Scouts.
Like literally 2 weeks. It was a combination, and I didn't even get the uniform. They sent me there and like I had to wear like a polo shirt or something. It was so bad.
Did you sleep in the garage those 2 Saturdays after?
No. Well, what ended up happening was I made a mistake and said my little cousin. My cousin explained to me, like my mother was horrified. My father didn't talk to me. No one would talk to me. Like I did something. I think I'm helping out the family. Like turning in my old man like a rat.
What was the nun's reaction? Was she impressed with your mother and father?
She was a little old lady that did speak. My father actually was. She was his teacher. And she hated him. So,
so she really
probably wanted him to go to jail.
So bad. It was just so bad. It just worked.
That's too bad.
But in the end, so you guys are going to tell me. So you guys never experienced anything like that in your life.
I have not with my parents. My parents are very touchy-feely in front of us, but they went, you know what I mean? Like they'd fight like the Dickens too. But the Italian family and me and my mom, and it was fun. It was fun. They're still married. They're still together. But the only time it doesn't involve my parents.
Well, here we go.
Here we go.
It involves my
grandmother. Vortex. Oh, wait a minute. I'm back.
Yes.
Oh, before we get to mine, I want to hear this.
All right.
I thought we were getting sucked in.
I was just to give you a little bit of background. I was very coddled as a child from my grandmother.
You're a cute guy. Who could blame them? You know,
she used to shuttle me over to the local Zayas, and get a couple Star Wars figures, and then we'd over the McDonald's, get a couple flare fish, whatever. But as we get older.
She ask any homeless people to babysit you at any time?
No, not at all. So she was with a man that wasn't my grandfather, who I consider my grandfather, Pa. He smoked Lucky Strike non-filters, loved to burn everything. We couldn't have anything in our house as a kid. He'd just burn it.
What had happened?
So, no. So as we got older, she would sneak like underneath her microwave at her house. She'd sneak $3 under each side of the thing. My grandfather would be pissed off. No, you got the money. No. But we'd go over there. And we would say, hey, we call the fun bun. And we go over there and we get snacks or whatever. And then sneak that $3, get you a pack of smokes and a little bit of gas back then, right? So
yeah,
I'm
12
like,
years old.
I need a pack of smokes and some gas. So I go over there. Door's never locked, right? I open the door. No, what's going on? It's fucking locked. It's weird. So I was like, wow, what's going on? So I went to the window and I looked in and I went, holy fuck. So Pa is sitting there bathing my grandmother at the sink with her fucking fun bags just hanging out. They look like a couple oversized pancakes. And she turned around.
A couple sausages hanging down. Oh, you poor grandma.
Turned around and just sitting there washing her tits in the window. And she turned around. We made eye contact. I was like, ah!
I'm going to throw up.
Probably the hell out of there. I was like,
oh, my God.
I can't believe what I just saw.
Tim, she had some banana titties.
No kidding, right?
I mean, she was 80 years old, man.
Now, hold on. Are you sure? We gotta peel this onion a little bit. I know we don't. All right. So you were driving. So you were at least 16.
Yes, yeah, I was 16, 17 years
And I
old.
think you said your mom was was she young when she had you? Like, how old was your grandmother? So you think 80, but she was probably what?
No, she
65?
was. So if I was 1692, she was born 1915. So she was.
She was born in 1915?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So she was.
She's born in the
She was-
Depression.
So
Yeah, she was. She was 80.
She was
She's
this
84,
bullshit.
she
80.
won one of the years the Sox won the World Series. How?
Yeah, 3 years.
What,
She was.
what is with the whole sink?
Listen, and he owned an apartment building, so he lived upstairs
Yeah.
and she lived downstairs.
Yeah.
And we go over there and spend the night and stuff, and she'd sleep on the couch. She always listened to Boston radio, 10:30. I knew that because I saw the radio.
Come in
right here.
crystal
Her
clear.
radio is right next.
Yep. At night it comes in crystal clear.
And we'd later, play the Army men or go to the pond and go ice skating. It was the general area was like a downtown area, so there's pizza shops, everything. But we go over there and hang out all the time. And she was a nice lady.
Why was he bathing her in the fucking sink?
Yes.
Listen, every time I go to take a piss, right? And the shower is so funny. So the shitter, there was no shower. It was just like you cross through and there was a shitter and into the bedroom. And the shower was at the end of the bedroom, like a stand-up shower.
Okay,
it was always filled with like towels or fucking. No one ever took a shower. It's like dawning on me right now.
So your grandmother bathed in the sink.
She never went. She never went in the pool.
Good.
Dude,
so Tim
was he naked?
Not good. I don't want to. I don't want to even think about this anymore.
Was Grandpa naked too?
No. He had a
nuts hitting the floor, all gray pubes.
Union suit. He wore the same green colored suit his whole life. So all he did, and then he used to feed the pigeons and make us feed the pigeons. And the pigeons, we didn't know he had an alternative motive here. He wanted the pigeons to shit on City Hall's roof, so they have to replace it.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually in the USA Today because he made him replace the roof like twice.
So was he in his green suit when he's bathing?
Yes,
Grandma?
yeah, absolutely.
So he would be wearing a suit all proper, and Grandma with her zucchini hanging out.
Looks like a bum suit. I mean, it's
could you see now with the bubbles? Was it like dish liquid?
No. See that's when I did.
It was
nothing.
She was
rinse.
Washing her gas.
They were on the rinse cycle.
And it's so funny. They had one of those old stoves too that had like the
what's that where he dried her off?
I don't know, man, but they had like the gas stoves, and then they have the ones where they had to pick up the plates and stuff with this. Oh, it's weird. This old stuff. I was cooking turkey bacon. I don't know.
Did that real quick? Did that tweet it? Did that hashtag cancel WEI ever get to number one?
I'm not sure if it got to one. It was definitely trending.
It was trending. Was it up to number one? I made a bet and a promise.
It's hard to say if it is or not because Twitter selects what it wants you to see.
Justin,
you know what I mean?
Is Justin there? Is Justin?
Let's see.
Justin could find this stuff.
And let's look.
I did make a bet for the people.
And I did tell you guys before the show, I do have a story, and I'm absolutely not sharing it. I
don't blame you.
Pretty damn big family, so there was a lot going on in my house with little space, and
blame you.
Let's say it's still. I'll tell you guys separately, but it's not as good as TJ's, but it's it's up there. It's up there.
You never you never can quite get over, and I'm going to say this, and this I can't get this out of my mind in 42 years. When your mother says it's time for me to get up top, you can never get that out of your head. It'll just,
the funniest thing is that we went camping. Like my father was the Boy Scout tribe leader, whatever the fuck it was. We used to go to this place called Camp Hines. We used to, put nails in the Pinewood Derby, put nails in the car to weight them, make them run faster. We did all this camping stuff. I did it all my life. And we'd go for weeks at a time camping. Not once in my life did I hear my parents.
Fair enough.
God bless them.
You were fortunate enough to see your grandmother getting a sponge bath by a man with a lime green suit in the kitchen sink.
That was my bad for going over there too late at night.
Did you get the $3?
$3.
All right,
no,
I didn't.
It did reach number one
Justin,
at one point. Yep.
It was one. It was number one.
Yes.
All right.
Take the shirt off.
It's all coming off.
It's all coming off.
It's all coming off.
Show us those flapjacks.
Hold on.
For that.
There you go. Set that tone. What's he going to shave? Whoa!
Wow.
It's like he's at ladies' night at the Foxy right now. Clothes are going everywhere. It's just gonna be the shirt, but I think we just saw some undies flying.
All right, so
There he goes.
here's the deal. Here's the deal.
I take it the kids aren't. You don't have the kids tonight.
No one's here tonight. So here's the deal. We all love the show, right? I am very happy with what's going on. Unfortunately, it comes at the detriment of, Mutt. Even Mark James. It looks like he got canned.
Should have
Do we know that? Do we know that for sure?
I don't know. He took his Twitter thing off, but we'll say this. I gotta put on some clothes. So so embarrassed. So I think it's a testament to the people of how many people follow and listen along. Why don't wear a hat? I mean, it's a good thing of what's going on right now. I'm happy. I'm sure everyone else is. I'm excited to see everyone in Saco. That's going to be a good time.
Hey, the ladies are calling to see you bare naked chest hair. It's easy. You could be wearing a halter top for all we know.
No, I'm.
What do we got?
The only thing I'm wearing is socks.
Wow.
Right, I'm wearing socks.
I am making it rain. These
Get that camera going lower.
We need
Get it lower. Come on.
lower.
Okay.
Take the shirt off, Coco. Take the shirt off.
I got kids. Listen, accept me.
The kids are grown. Show us the cock.
Come on, you whipped it out. Come on.
I'll play
So-
the music. Let's go.
Put him in the mood, TJ.
So
Put him in the
small
mood.
right now. All right, DJ, come on. We're gonna get out of here. All right. The fact of the
Listen,
matter is, I would.
Hey,
literally-
we got to get out of here. No, we don't. We need more
Yeah, that's
skin.
in fact we don't. And I
I
believe
was
this
the
is
one
what
that
they call
promised the number one ratings to go naked.
The only thing I could say
one
right
would
now,
wanna
if I was
watch
going to
that.
show, I'd literally have to blow on my thumb right now to make this thing grow a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
By the way,
that's right.
you want to make any comments about this I picked up for you?
Oh, I love clams.
You want to spit on that?
Listen, you know what? You take those clams, right? A little salt.
I am not opening
saltines,
these.
Saltines, pepper, and those clams, and a little butter. Clam cakes.
Well, I'll never have clam again without thinking of spitting on it. By the way, did you guys get my my voice recording of calling that store today?
What happened to you
Poor
today?
woman.
Oh, that's great. That must have been awesome.
Kim Jong-un was getting very nervous on the phone today.
Yes. I tried.
Kim Jong-un shit the bed.
Listen.
Kim Jong-un was ill prepared.
Should I, real quick?
No,
So
open up a pack of cards for us.
All right,
Let's see.
while TJ's doing that, I'll tell you guys I did an in-person prank call. I went to the store to get the brown bread and went up to customer service. I sent it to Steve and Mike. I don't know if they'll play it on the show, but I said I got her into a whole conversation about where I can find clam sauce because I want to spit on a clam. I don't know that I'm very proud of that.
It happens to the best of us. This guy, this is all he does now. His kids haven't seen him. He's in a random parking lot talking to strangers, open up baseball cards, talking to 5 people. It's fucking amazing. And when I'm on there, I can't turn it off.
Power Center.
It is my absolute heroin. I was telling my son while we were going to get pizza, I got to pull over and watch this guy. I have to watch this. And then when I saw you were talking, I said, we can't leave until this is over.
Yeah. All right. So listen, it's the other show's coming up next.
Yes,
very,
and
very, very good day today. Very
that should
good.
be. It should be. The next show is better than it used to be. I'm correct.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. I hope it. It might be the Channel Zero
It's
guys.
the Channel Zero show. So.
Channel Zero. All right.
Oh, that's a good one too. By the way,
For us.
I'm bringing this to Saco if anybody wants a piece when we get up there. I'm sure it'll be just as fresh.
A couple more talking points here. We got to do a card show. We got to do another wrestling show, but I have ordered a massive flag.
Fair enough. And we also got Drinking Buddies this
Show.
weekend. We
Drinking
got,
Buddies.
myself and R.A. Menahan versus the Quantum Wheat guys. So we'll see how that goes. Big matchup. The winner goes against Sheldon and Stacy. Is Sheldon and Stacy?
Yes.
With a chance to go against Kirk and Blind Mike. But anyway, Awesome.
And do we know? I'm sorry to interrupt, Steve. TJ, do we know who is Matt Carano going to be on?
We haven't confirmed that yet. I heard that there might be a replacement, but there's a possibility.
Will there be any sort of penalty? You guys invented the game. Will there be any sort of penalty, like coming out of the box with a -1?
I'm just an idea guy. Just make ideas. So we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, all right, let's get out of here and let the other show come on. Thank you very much, people.
All right, guys.
Everyone. Kirk,
hey.
Mike, Steve, Justin, everyone, congratulations on all the success.
Congratulations.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Take care.
See you guys.
Ciao.